EA Sports coverage of the National Football League takes us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. The City of Angels showing it can be loud and raucous. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad emerged from the tunnel. They're ready for football and ready to watch their Rams do battle with the Minnesota Vikings. Dan Bailey now to put the ball in the air, and we are underway here in Los Angeles. This is fielded at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Second and 10 at the 29-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
Come on, come on, come on.
Out of the gun. Gone. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a first down for L.A.
That's good for our Rams. First down.
20.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Goff on first down. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. He was in search of his tight end, Tyler Higbee. That'll bring up second down.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Goff now looks to throw. And that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines.
The Vikings
Here we go, here we
first
go.
and 10
Here we go.
at their own 21-yard line.
Cousins and the Vikings with a first and 10 at their own 21. Here's Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds.
Out of bounds at the 29-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2.
Facing a second and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another first and 10.
Switch gears. 'Em. 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 '
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
This is complete. Cousins to Treadwell. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's got the 1st down before being taken down at the 46. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. Cousins. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Weddle.
Eric Weddle's one of my favorite players in the league, Brandon. A guy that always seems to be in the right place at the right time, making a play on the football, and he has excellent hands, as we just saw there.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Hatchet. Hey, kill. We go. 76.
From just shy of midfield, Goff. He gets it to Gurley, complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Let's go.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
We go tonight. Black 20. Eat.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't.
Now a draw as Goff gives to Gurley. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
It's our field. Hey, it's our house.
On 2nd and 12, Goff. And he'll set up the screen to Gurley. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. And that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize it is broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the 1st down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Even though that one was incomplete, you could see the training that went into that play. He gets out of the pocket, ends up moving to his right. All he's trying to do, though, extend the life of the play. Keep it alive, hoping someone would pop free.
Was able to take a pretty good shot with a deep ball, but incomplete. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
How about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. To throw, Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 12 yards there, 1st down Vikings. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. There's a quick throw to Thielen. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
That was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Looking to throw on second down. Cousins. And Diggs has it. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. Cousins now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Well, first down screen pass, good for 5. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
12 yards there. First down, Vikings. First down, here's the run with Cook. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. On 2nd and 12, Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, 35 yards. As his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. And oh, it's blocked. And now look at him go. 30. The 20, 10, 5, and all the way into the end zone, and that's 2 points. So after the block PAT, they're ready to kick this one off.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Delayed give, Goff to Gurley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That's a gain of 13, first down Rams.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Now a first down throw, Goff. And that one's complete to Gurley.
How about that shuffle pass? Or if you want to call it the shovel pass, that's fine too. That's one of those plays that you can take a little bit of risk there because you're trying to throw the ball into the middle of the field where a lot of big bodies lurk, and they can knock it away, pick it off, but they were able to execute it successfully on that play.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Goff. Going up top for Kupp. Oh, man, it's caught inside the 10. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. A gain of 32 that time. This will be the first red zone opportunity now for the Rams. They're looking at a 1st and goal from about the 9. On 1st and goal, Gurley. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Another try on second down with Gurley. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. So they're back at the 7 now for third and goal. Now it's gone. Flushed out right. And this is going to be intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Boy, the run on first down, a disaster as he's tackled well behind the line of scrimmage. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. They'll keep it on the ground again here. Give him 9 there. They still need 6 more now on third down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Check it back, check it back.
Left 50, black light.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And he's got some space here. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Zerline out now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you turn that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half.
And he's into the clear. 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 74 yards. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
The Rams take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Watch the safety creep.
A shotgun snap for gone. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call. From the gun, here's gone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Sherrills to return it. Yeah, that's a 48-yard punt with the coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in, because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. He'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
From the 39, Cousins setting up the screen for Cook. And some room to roam now. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. Gurley's got the first down and then some. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. So one play and they're already just shy of midfield.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Now here's a whistle as flags come in. And we'll check out the call. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Following the penalty, it's Gurley. They get the penalty yardage back plus a yard, 6-yard gain, and it's 2nd and 9.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of...
A battle for it, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
Now, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. So a little breathing room now. 1st and 10 at the 17. On the ground, it's Cook. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Cook. He finds an opening past the 40 and all the way up to the 46.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Whip. Watch the whip.
I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. He lost 9 there. That's really going to set him back for second down.
I'm here all day.
Throwing on second and long. Cousins throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. The intended receiver was Laquan Treadwell, but now it's third down.
They always say the real estate is about location. Well, guess what? When it's a slant route, the quick ones, timing. Got to be able to lead your man with the football.
And the timing off right there, threw it behind him. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Throwing is Cousins. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Aaron Donald with a sack.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. Third and long, why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play-action sack. Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Back now in Los Angeles. It's the Rams trailing, but they do have the football as we start the fourth and final quarter.
Check right. Watch it, I know he ain't got it.
Hey, Haywood.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's letting it fly for Cooks, and that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. To throw on second and 10. Goff, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
It's fourth down.
They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on fourth down. The Rams going for it on fourth. Gone. And able to find Higbee. It's complete. But no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. Felt compelled to go for it there on fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a fourth down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Mike, 55.
Hey, lift.
On first down, gone. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Danielle Hunter picks up his second sack of the afternoon. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
218, chop it.
Third and long. It's gone. Flush to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Daniil Hunter able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
On fourth down, Goff. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 30. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. They run it again with Cook. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in four-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
And he's able to find Diggs. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. Cousins now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Cousins to throw it. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 12 yards there, first down Vikings. Cousins now 15 out of 17 through the air, only 2 incompletions. It's first down. Now a guy who played high school ball in nearby San Bernardino, it's Alexander Madison. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. The former Charger All-Pro Eric Weddle on the stop. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Back to the ground, this time Cook. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 2 straight runs of 5 yards, 1st and 10. And now defensively they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Play action now. Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. On 2nd and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone. He'll get it up the middle. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got it 3rd and goal here as they try to finish off their victory. They'll run for it with Cook. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave them with a 4th and goal.
3 down.
No gain.
36. Gun. Check it out. 51's the mic. Listen to me. Pick it up, defense. Let's go. Go. Mike, 50.
Running for it. Here's Cook. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. So he's in for his 3rd score of the game. And the defense probably saying, man, we don't want to see this guy for a long time.
It's bad enough when anyone scores a touchdown against you. But for one person to get 3, it almost sets him apart from the rest of the game. And no one likes to see any of those players on a pedestal, not from the defensive point of view.
This will be taken in at the 1. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here."
He's got a man complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one goes for 30 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
I got you, boy.
17. 17. Hey, exit.
55 to Mike. Hey, we heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges.
Out of the gun, Goff. And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. Danielle Hunter, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. The sack by big number 98, Linval Joseph.
But nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Here's Johnny Hacker now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And how about this, a fake? And he's going to let it go deep. Oh, but this is going to backfire as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 23. And that will write a finish to this ball game. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.